Hi everyone, this is sort of a different video. This is actually me doing acrylic painting. Here's the sketch thumbnail for it. But I'm also going to be doing two different reviews in this. I'm going to be reviewing this canvas paper, and later on I will be reviewing Moo Erasers. I recently ordered some and thought it would be a good idea to review them in a video. So I guess I'll just start on the canvas paper part of the review. The texture was a little weird. It was hard to get used to. It was plasticky. It wasn't, I mean, obviously it can't be just like a canvas because it's paper, but it acted like paper, but it also acted like canvas, and I get that's the point. You know, I'm smart enough to know that, but it was just, every time I thought it was going to do something, it either did or didn't, and I don't know, it was weird. It would curl like watercolor paper, like it would warp when it was wet, but then it would lie flat once it's dry, kind of like how a canvas would go. So I don't know, it was really easy to draw on, and it was really nice. Actually, I actually quite enjoyed using it. I feel like in the future I'll do another sort of second chance sort of canvas paper review, because I didn't really paint how I usually paint on it. But anyway, after my sketch thumb, I usually try to do a color theory, you know, sort of thing. Color study, there we go. Originally I had yellow, orange, red, and pink. Actually more pink than red in the color study, and it looked good in colored pencil, but it did not look good in paint. You will see later that I did a bigger color study on watercolor paper with acrylics, like heavy acrylics, so yeah, it ended up not working out. See, it looks really cool on there, but then whenever I tried it with my paints, it just did not work. And the Moo Eraser, it's fairly priced. I got mine on Amazon, and I saw it at Hobby Lobby. I didn't know Hobby Lobby had it, that's why I ordered it from Amazon, and it actually was cheaper at Hobby Lobby than it was at Amazon, and you get two erasers per package. It was kind of odd packaging. It was really hard to get out. I had to like struggle for 5 minutes, but that's what it looks like. It's very nice. It's sort of dusty. As you can see, I'm like wiping my fingers off every time I touch it. It was really dusty, sort of like, I don't know, one of those gummy erasers or sort of like that. And I tried just dabbing it to see how it would erase. Like if it erased like a kneadable eraser, or if it's more just like a regular eraser. And apparently with these erasers, you're supposed to be able to have just one long rope of eraser shavings instead of the little ones. And when I was filming this clip, at first I was a little mad because it wasn't giving me the long rope like it had promised me, but later on I did end up using it on something else, and I pressed harder, and it did give me the long rope. So yes, that is a true thing on the packaging. Yeah, you can see I'm sort of like, what the heck, man? But I was erasing very lightly on this because I didn't want my design to go away completely, because I needed to know where the heck I was going to paint. So those are the shavings that I had at the end of it. Also, it smells like crayons. I had to put that and my other one that came with it in a pencil pouch because I could not stand the smell of the crayons. It was like overpowering everything. Those are little paint swatches I did in my sketchbook on the same page. I like to keep things sort of together on one sketchbook page, so that way it's easier for me to find. And I just sort of put notes for what and where those paints would go. And when I first started this out, I wanted to sort of go for a watercolor look. So I was trying watered down paint to see if I could get that watercolor look. And this was not the best thing to try it on because it was almost like it resisted the water, like it was made of plastic, and it was just weird. It didn't feel like gesso. Oh, there's my watercolor study. It didn't feel like gesso, it felt like plastic, and it was just really, really weird. So just sort of map out my colors I at first just did watered down paints. I didn't really try to cover up my lines that much because I still wasn't sure about where everything was going to go. So this was just me sort of mapping out all where the colors were supposed to go. And throughout this painting, I did sort of want a layered look so that it would sort of look watercolor-ish, but also acrylic-ish. And I feel like I didn't really do a good job of getting that feel. I feel like it might have been different if I just went straight in with the paint and just didn't water it down at all. I feel like the canvas paper might have taken it better, but it was just, I don't know, it was just really hard to get the coverage I wanted and to get the look I wanted with this, so I don't know, maybe I'll try it again someday with just full straight on acrylics and it might work better. I actually got this idea while I was in art history class, just fun fact. I was in art history class listening to lecture, and we weren't even really talking about any artwork that looked like this. It just like sort of popped in my brain. It's like that 2 a.m. syndrome whenever you're looking for, or you know, when you wake up at 2 in the morning and you all of a sudden just like, hold on, I have this like art idea, I need to go get it down right now. That's pretty much what happened. So it originally started out as a little thing, a little sketch in my art history notes, and which I usually don't do. I do not doodle in my notes at all, ever. So this is a sort of a special painting. And this painting is a little more of my style of painting. Yes, I was experimenting with watered down acrylics, but this is more my style when it comes to painting rather than what my Monet video was. So yeah, I can't wait to do more acrylic painting videos for you guys. And like I said originally, there was red and pink in this piece, but I then decided later that I just wanted a bunch of different values of yellows and oranges and yellow oranges, so that's sort of what it turned out. So it's, I don't know, I always like to see how the whole process goes for other artists, so I thought I would show you, you know, the sketch, the first color study, the second color study, and then how I did the actual painting. And I'm using my burnt sienna for light / easy definition of each strand of hair. I didn't want this to be totally, you know, overpowering in the piece, so I watered it down quite a bit and just outlined each one, or, okay, not outlined, defined, there's an easy word, each one, so that I knew what colors were what, because sometimes they would sort of bleed into each other, and some of them were just hard to tell from each other, because I would either go so light or so dark, it was kind of hard to tell. So it's just to help me out a little bit. And here's a clip of me just going real time because I wanted to show how slow I was actually going. I actually had to speed up that portion quite a bit to look sped up. And I didn't try to make these lines perfect either. I just wanted them for guidelines at this point. Later on I will go back and clean them up a little bit and give them some line weight. And there it is finished with all the lines. And here's me giving some definition to the lion face. At first, I wasn't really sure if I even wanted to do anything with the face besides just make it yellow, but after seeing all the hair, I decided otherwise. I wanted to make it look sort of realistic, but then have the rest of it be sort of abstracted. And you can't tell in the video, but the muzzle part, I actually did use the unbleached titanium to sort of give it a 3D look, and it wasn't working out. For some reason on my camera it didn't pick it up very well, even though in real life it does look lighter. And I was actually pretty happy with how the face turned out. I was a little worried toward the beginning, but I like how it turned out now. And I added shading to most, if not all, the strands. I think I did half and half. I can't remember. I know I did shading or modeling on most of the strands, but I know I kept some flat just to give it that abstract-y look. And again, I just watered down those colors so they weren't totally overpowering everything else. And this is me going back, putting some extra lines in. Actually, I think that was the only extra line I put in. Just because there was some pencil showing through, but other than that, I did go back and right here and add some line weight and clean up some of the lines a little bit so they didn't look as messy and as first stage-ish. And here's the final product. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.